Abby, it's been a week since I sent my last letter, and I still haven't gotten a response, but I suppose that doesn't matter. How have you been? My life's been just as normal as usual. Get up, go to work, go to bed. I live in a really shitty apartment, but I guess that's what you get when you work as a grocery bagger. I've thought about you a lot lately, and sometimes I wonder if you still remember me. I saw you again today at work. This time, it was at more of a reasonable hour, thankfully. I didn't want to bother to see if you'd approach me on your own. You came into my line again, which made me absolutely thrilled. This time I was less nervous. I was going to act normal no matter what you did or said. I wasn't going to let a girl like you slip through my fingers. As you walked up, you muttered something that was too quiet for me to make out, and you waited at the end of the counter for me to finish packing your groceries. This obviously wasn't what I had expected, but I mean, it wasn't all too bad. You didn't seem to be feeling anything at all, actually. I was expecting you to either come up and talk to me or avoid me like the plague, but instead you walked on through as if I was another stranger. This makes me wonder if you got my last letter. You should probably check your mailbox more often. There was one moment where I felt something, though. I looked over to briefly see what you were doing, and at the same time, you seemed to look up at me to see how far along I was. Right then, our eyes locked. Only for a second or two. But in those 2 seconds, I saw so much more than I had seen last time. I felt as if I had known you for years, like I knew all your intricate feelings and emotions. Did you feel anything like that with me? Shortly after I'd finished packing your bags, you paid and walked out. Obviously, this was a pretty normal process for me, considering I do it about 50 times every day. But I had been determined since the night that I wrote you that letter, that the next time I saw you, I was going to get more out of it. I kind of screwed that one up. I wasn't satisfied with it. I had to have more. There's a little room in the very back left corner of the grocery store designated for staff. In there, though, I knew they kept all the security footage from the day. All the staff are informed of this in the security cameras' locations when they're hired. Luckily for me, there's one positioned right next to my counter. I waited until the store had been closed up and everyone had left, and then I went in. After flipping through a few TV screens, I found the one that was connected to the camera by my counter. I rewinded it until about when I remember you coming in. After a few times of scanning, I'd found it. There you were. I paused on the best still shot I could find. I knew the camera wouldn't do you justice, but it was about the best I could have for now. Having a longer look at you, I realized just how truly perfect you were. Every feature of your body, your hair, your face, your legs, your chest. Just perfection. I rewinded the tape to when you'd first come up to my line a few times. I couldn't help myself. My eyes were glued to the screen. After a few minutes of consideration, I popped out the tape and shoved it in my pocket. I drove home after that. I knew I wasn't allowed to. I could very well be fired for taking such actions, but I couldn't help myself. I had to have you with me at all times, even if it means losing my job. Abby, I love you. I love everything about you. I think about you constantly now. Do you feel the same way about me, Abby? I just want us to be together forever. Right back soon. Yours truly, Jay.